In one morning I got 2 packages and they are super heavy. So, sorry Chucho. So first we are going to open YouTube play button. And I want to thank all of you for your great support.
5 years ago, we got a silver play button with my cookie.
I got this resin 3D printer from Creality and I'm going to use it to make a Budgie toys. And I don't have any experience with resin 3D printer. In my previous video I made a nest box using Creality Ender 3. But this is something absolutely different. Chucho is helping me or unhelping me with unboxing. Thank you, Chucho. This is it. There is nothing in the box except this 3D printer.
Air purifier and smart resin is an impressive addition and safe to use at home. And these are some core features.
I was only watching reviews on YouTube about this 3D printer to get familiar with using it.
Resin 3D printers generally produce higher resolution prints with finer details and smoother surfaces.
I think this will be my first time to read instructions before using.
What I like most about the 3D printers is a community where you can find free models to print. You don't even need to have 3D modeling software. And it's simple, download and print.
So in this video, for the first time, I'm going to read instructions and go step by step. And maybe prove this is not so hard to use.
Thanks to Creality tutorial, starting with a resin 3D printer is very simple and easy. Setting up Wi-Fi connection at the beginning, and I recommend updating firmware, and it's simple too, using the wireless connection.
To move this up, you need to go to print settings and Z-axis movement. And this should be... Wow!
This serves as the reservoir for the liquid resin, the raw material from which your 3D prints will emerge.
Leveling bed is very important for making a great prints. Same for my old printer, now using paper is for my new resin printer.
Before leveling, we need to clean the surface. Leveling in resin printer is simple, much simpler. Loosen 4 screws of the build plate. Then in print settings, go to leveling. Then press down the build plate and tighten the screws. Then return the container for resin.
Old 3D printers have fumes, and this is nice attachment. And I'm going to attach this pipe to this ventilation. And that's it. This is all you need to start your printing. Also, I got this resin where you can attach to the back. And all I need is to make 3D models.
I was scared, am I going to learn to use it? But so far it was very simple. But now, a real challenge for me and for this printer. I will turn my logo into a real 3D object and some toys for budgies. But be aware, I am an early beginner in 3D modeling. My knowledge is by improvisation and YouTube tutorials. Same as for FDM printers, resin printers have their own software to prepare for printing.
Wearing gloves is a must-have when using resin 3D printer.
I strongly suggest placing this printer in an unused room due to its fumes. My Chucho had to be in another room Fumes potentially can be harmful if inhaled in large quantities over an extended period.
You don't need to pour resin by hand, you have this pump.
This container is transparent to allow UV light to pass through it and make a 3D model. Feeding a printer with resin can be automatic too. It's ready for printing.
This is so slow.
Printing is impressively fast even for larger models I created later. Now the fun part of resin printing, washing models and cleaning leftover resin.
When models are printed, you need alcohol and plastic container for cleaning.
Alcohol effectively dissolves and removes uncured resin, ensuring the model's surfaces are smooth and free from sticky residue. UV light is crucial for solidifying resin models by triggering a chemical reaction, turning liquid resin into a solid.
And this is why you need to cure your model before using. And what I like about this resin printer, you don't need to level every time, just once. But you need to clean after printing. I was wrong, you don't need to clean unless you had print failed. And that is the best part of this printer.
Thanks to a pump, all the excess resin is suctioned back into the bottle for future use.
And it's finished. The level of details is quite amazing, because only experience I had with 3D printers was Ender. So this one, wow. The only reason I didn't buy a resin printer, it was because I was truly scared how to use it. It was so complicated about chemicals, about the resin, but now I was wrong.
To show you the difference between Ender 3 Pro and this Resin Mage Pro, I made a simple Budgie Nation food container. PLA prints tend to have a slightly visible layering effect due to the nature of FDM printing. Resin prints often exhibit superior detail and smoother surfaces due to the high resolution. They can capture intricate features and produce objects with high accuracy. As I said, online you can find models for free. I tried to make my own budgie model with wings spread, but I don't have enough experience to fix this model for printing, so I found Budgie 3D model online, where all I need is to download and prepare for printing and send wirelessly.
I moved the printer outside my house and I'm going to try wireless option.
Don't forget to add resin and you're ready to enjoy remote printing.
And now I'm going to print some budgie toys.
I created this Budgie Swing from a free vector image. The print took an unexpectedly long 10 hours, likely due to the supports for the model. This toy was printed in just 3 hours.
I couldn't find vegetable feeder for my budgies, so I made my own.
I couldn't find any information on resin being 100% pet safe when cured, but there shouldn't be any harm if your pets aren't biting, chewing, or eating the model.
And also you can place this on a sun to cure.
I'm delighted with how the models turned out. Highly detailed and perfect in my opinion. Honestly, I'm not sure which model I'm prouder of. The printer performed perfectly, with the only issue being poor model preparation for 3D printing.
And now I'm going to try in my Budgie Aviary.
This scene with a beautiful vegetable house on one side and a feeding dish on the other side reminds me of a countryside market.
After spraying a primer, you can also paint your models. And that's it. Thank you for watching, and I hope I will see you in my next video.
Thank you, members, for your amazing support. I would be grateful if you could spare a moment to check out my previous Budgie video and consider subscribing.